they have been rather opportunistic, and ones that probably Cunningham and Erickson want back is ones that have squeaked past short side as Hunter Young comes in. And here we go, we got some fisticuffs. Throwing rights is Hunter Young, and then with the takedown is Barrett Joint.
Trombley all over him as it's banked towards the line and then chipped out towards center. Still tying up Trombley and Schofield, and we're gonna have a fight. Trombley and Schofield. Schofield got the left free, Trombley trying to get the right, and they wrestle against the far boards. The linesman will quickly step in.
Uhrig will bring it out of his own zone. Luke Uhrig crosses center ice. Luke Uhrig in with Lyndon McCow. Backhanded shot. That'll go wide. The net comes off. It's net. And number 7 very quickly getting physical with Lyndon McCow. And gloves are dropped here as Lyndon McCow and number 7, Owen Desilets, getting into a little bit of a scruffle here.
Front of DeMello, and the puck just rolled off Waters' stick. He had a similar chance to that late in the second as everybody piles on here. A melee in front of the Capitals' goal. Nobody wanted to scrap in the second period, but now guys quite content to do that. And even DeMello involved with Kai Daniels. And in the corner, Michael Craig throwing punches, and he's got Wilson with him. Brody Waters had Leach. An extra man out there for the Clippers, and that's why Daniels got into it with the goalie.
Burnett down low, or Niemeyer, I should say, plays it ahead. Back in on left wing was Mann. He was taken down by Whipple, and following up, Beanie Richter, a big hit in the corner against Whipple. Trying to fight him is Ethan Warner. Warner dropped his gloves. Richter not reciprocating, and this could be more than 2 minutes to Ethan Warner, the defense.
3:48 remaining in regulation time. 4-3 Powell River. Payon through center. Working his way to the Kings line, but couldn't get deep. Back comes Powell River. Neal over the Clipper line and moving in. Took a wrist shot. Campbell the save, and he gets a quick whistle behind the play. A scrap between Payon and Bentham. Flailing with punches. They both go down to the ice. And that one, Bentham has a big goal in the game. But the Clippers without Payon for the final 3:35.
Goes back to collect it. Here's number 9, Ludovic Tardif. Number 25 gets big hit from Charlie Bankier. But the Vernon Vipers continue to control the puck. There's another one from Bankier. And just some aggression from Barr, as it looks like number 24, Charlie Bankier, has now dropped the gloves with Barr.
The other way back into mirrored ice. Right hand side. Jones below the goal line. Look out here. Davidson absolutely ran over the Centennial player. And an arm is up one more time. The fans, you heard them react to the play. And what's going to come of this after the Chief just killed off a penalty?
This is a huge hit. I need to see it again, though, Vonnie, where I can have an opinion on it. Say one thing, the Huskers are happy down in the corner. Here we go. Let's see it. For those watching at home,
I mean, I don't know what's wrong with that hit, Tyler.
I feel like he let up a little bit as well, too.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that hit. You can't penalize a guy of that size and stature because he's much taller.
This is going to be a great shot behind the net, right in your face. What a view.
Though the Smoke Eaters keep it alive inside the Cranbrook zone. Shot from the point, though, didn't make it in. And once again, we got a fight going. And this is Judah Macquay, and he's going to go at it with Willem Turward. Turward getting the right loose, and Macquay throwing some bombs himself. Turward comes back as Macquay gets the left loose. Now Turward starting to get the upper hand as the helmet goes off of both ends. and they're still chucking him, and it's going to be Toward scoring the takedown.
Pushes forward. It comes now to Fraser's. Facinelli lined up there by Cameron. He goes down, and Facinelli checked hard, and that's going to lead to a skirmish. That was a clean hit by Cameron. As Facinelli had the puck, and he got caught in the trolley tracks there.
Warriors take it. They're on Hazard. Goes it back. Lee now trying to get. Oh, and there's a hard hit to the head. We have a bit of a scrum now happening right in front of the penalty box. Helmets are flying. A lot of frustration now building. You knew this was coming. Yeah, fists are flying. Oh, we got two fights happening here at the same time. Multiple fights.
Especially in this third. Here's Zachary Wagner. Wagner will get poke checked by Monroe. And Turin got really, and now we're going to get the rough stuff. Ante Zlomyslik and Landon Hilditch are in there. Turbin, and it's Zachary Wagner's down on the ice. Hilditch is ready to drop the mitts with Turin. Ante Zlomyslik's in there as well. Trying to see who he's going at it there with. I think he's tied up there with Keaton Oakley. And through all of this, Zachary Wagner is down on the ice.
Right point, Blaze, wrist shot, and a glove save by Metzen. And now they're going to finally drop the gloves. Klassen and Allman, now they're going at it. They've been going at it all night as Allman Klassen back and forth. It's an even scrap so far. Couple rights thrown by both guys as Allman gets a good one in there. Klassen in there as well, still going at it. And they both go down on the ice. What a tilt. Allman and Klassen, you knew it was coming.
And slow to get up is Peluso, and not somebody that Ryan Donald wants to see going down with an injury. Oh, and a late shot for Jared Smith after the whistle, and that draws the ire of the Kings. And Smith took a high shot after that in retaliation from the Powell River defender on the play, and that was Sam Belanger, and that's going to be likely a penalty, and you don't want to see anybody else get taken away here as the linesman steps in and takes down Sam Belanger, and Luke Bowe separated from the crowd too.
Johnson centering feed. Patella just out of his reach as he sends one on. Some good pushing and shoving now behind the net. And this one getting a little out of hand. Taylor. Erickson and Taylor throwing punches now. Erickson unloading on Taylor. And now it's almost every man in. We got some more punches being thrown. Johnson getting in on the things too. Johnson and the much bigger number 23, Bonkowski.
Down to 5 seconds left. Oh, Kane Trombley, a high hit on him. And that's going to result in Taylor coming in. The official let it go. It was an ugly high one. And Taylor said, no way you're doing that to my guy. The buzzer has sounded. I don't know who it was that threw that check. Might have been Roberts. That's just a guess. I don't want to condemn him. Now Taylor's trying to get some hands free. And he's throwing rights. Express player, oh, took an uppercut. Another right over top. Nice job to come back by Alexander, and whoa. Crowd's on their feet. Buzzer sounded.
Anderson gets on his horse and starts heading it back. Anderson doing battle behind the goal with Brian Morse, but he does a good job. And now Adamak comes over, and he absolutely smoked his man. Now Adamak gets tackled by Weeb, and they're going to continue to go to battle in the neutral zone. Weeb now battling with Adamak, who hit his head along the sidewall. Hopefully he's okay. As down just inside the Chilliwack blue line.
Comes to the blue line, thrown in, but off the skate of Jones. Now up to Dashevsky. He's going to hustle after it. Him and a two go after it. As Dashevsky goes awkwardly into the boards as He was ready for it, almost went head first. Got some airtime on that one too. That was weird, but good at the same time. As now we have a fight behind the play. It's Carter Cochran and Tanner at 2. Cochran laying rights into a 2. Not happy about Deshevsky as a 2 has the full cage on, and Cochran still went after him.
Left wing, now it's taken here by Devlin. Luke Devlin down the left side with a shot that went up and over the goal on Richardson. And now we got a fight. It's Nolan Hayes and Brandon Sanawana just at the blue line of the Warriors zone. Each have each other tied up. The helmet's off for Sanawana. Couple rights from Hayes. Then they wrestle each other up. A left from Hayes now. The two still upward and on their feet as the referees will come in, and that will end things.
Wide of the net, far side, Kern up the boards, but Azzoni knocked it free, and then Clark angled his man into the boards hard, and there's not going to be a call. Now Galucci jumps Clark, and we're going to have a scrap. Clark going at it with Galucci. Galucci throwing rights. Clark coming over the top with rights as well, and Clark scores the takedown.
Olivier Picard. Jack Gorton in on the forecheck, also lays the body. And now the puck comes free in the neutral zone for Nate King. Now Jackson Hungle battling right out in front with Charles Tardif, and they're going to go. Tardif and Hungle are going right in front of the Grizzlies bench. Hungle with a couple of rights, now tries a left, but they both tie each other up before much can happen. As they continue to do battle, Tardif trying to get a little extra in on Hungle as the refs are quickly to get in between the two of them.
Teams picked up. Hardy around the right wing side. Here's Dylan Kinch. Kinch with the puck. Dangles down the goal line. Two express players down on the ice. One of them is Drew Garcon. And now the play is stopped, and Giesbrecht now is. Now the rough stuff ensues. Look out there, Hardy and Curtis have the gloves off. And now Sarachi has a man. Everybody's got a man right now. The only guys that aren't going now are Davidson and I believe is Brown, but I don't know because the sweater's off the express player. But everyone on the ice has got somebody, and this all coming with 6 minutes and 56 seconds to go. We've reached our immediate timeout on the ice. And this might take a few minutes to sort out, that's for sure. Second period now as the Kings get it back in, and now we have a fight at center. It's Sam Belanger and Brian Jones. Right in front of the timekeeper's booth. Belanger throwing rights, coming up on the uppercut, trying to go over top of Brian Jones. There by Belanger. Jones has his helmet off a little bit. Belanger still has his on, still throwing rights, and Jones is down to the ice. And they're out of the game. And
Somoza 8 points this weekend. Mercy. Face-off controlled by Wenatchee. They tip it down ice. Icing not in play. It got tipped, and they're throwing in front of the Wild bench. Valdez hammering away, and so was Riley Sharon. Those were haymakers. They dropped the gloves and went.
With Mike Gafer as the two of them go at it and continue to go at it. Again, they're going to come together, and Spooner gave him a hit, and then maybe they're going to go Gafer, having him, and they have dropped the gloves, and maybe they are going to go Remy Spooner with Gafer, and Gafer took an early hit, or Spooner probably took an early hit, and had to duck down.
On top of it, tipped through the neutral zone as Kopf calling for it, trying to get around Gundara. Takes the man down in behind the net as he tried to go around the outside of him, and Kim and company swarming him now as Kopf drops the mitts with Kim. Linesman getting in between them, and Kopf trying to get a piece of Owen Kim. Now in there is a 2 trying to pull Kopf off of Kim as both linesmen separating them as Tyler Kopf standing up for himself there.
And Owen Kim still going after him, refusing to let the linesman pull him away. Linesman finally getting the two of them separated.
Bulldogs lead. Plays over to the near side. Malte leaves it. Another chance here. Bono in. Oh, we have a fight. Linden, Handvold, and Sacco are in it now at the blue line. A couple big ones here. Handvold going at it. And back and forth here. Three big ones from Sacco. And finally blown down. And that one seemingly came out of nowhere. It was a breakaway upcoming for Ethan Bono, looking for his second of the game. But behind the play, Linden, Handvold, and David Sacco go at it.
So bouncer down to Pasco, who had to go down to the butterfly on another tip. And now Vasco's going to get penalized for, I'm not sure what. Thought he just threw a check. Klassen getting into it. Trying to scrap here, I think. The V is holding on and not wanting to get into it. Vasco's jumping in as there's a third man in for Penticton, so he went to defend Klassen. It's Arnott and Klassen. The Lions insert doing his best to not let them fight. Klassen really wants to. Arnott's throwing an uppercut. Klassen got him over top. They're finally going to separate Klassen with right hands. Arnott down to one knee, back up. Another right by Klassen. Another right down on top of him. This is what the most of the home fans have had to cheer for at this point.
Whitlam zone. Face off. One by Tanner, sent towards Smith. Smith plays this one around his net. Puck is sent to the point. Olivier Beaulieu is there, and now Davidson's in a fight with Devlin as they decide to get busy with it. Davidson's landed a couple of huge right hands as he continues to go after Devlin here. Davidson takes his helmet right off as Davidson's continuing to just level him here. Devlin's on his knees with 14:37 to go. And Davidson's heading right to the dressing room.
For Lalonde. Waits for McNerlin as a couple players tied up behind the play here. It's Goizik. And I'm trying to, looks like there'll be a fight here. Who's dropping the gloves? It's Max Poffin who's taking some shots there at Goizik. As Poffin having to be separated right now. Off his leg towards the net. As Kenna with good speed to beat out the icing as he goes hard into the boards. As Simons knocks down Jurasevich as they go after the V's captain. As Simons is going to get a penalty on this for sure. As now Burnett and Briquetta go at it, former teammates. Briquetta's throwing some rights there on Burnett. As things are getting heated between these two sides.
Midpoint now, Craig loading, shooting, hit a body in front. Craig will get another chance, lets it go, stopped by Bidwell. As we get some pushing and shoving, everybody's grabbing a partner. It's Busby tied up in front, I believe, with Payon. Santilli was in there as well. Busby and Payon are still wrestling with one another. They both lost their helmets. And the officials trying to step in and break that up. I would hazard a guess saying that we are going to continue playing at 5-on-5 as
that seemed more of a call than anything else previous. 4-on-2. Sacco right side. Deep slot. Whisper wrist shot. Right into the body of Campbell. Bulldogs tried to dig, and understandably, not surprisingly, the Clippers go really over the top on their response. There's a player that has no helmet on that has someone on top of them. Bulldogs really don't like that as Croucher's grabbing a Clipper from behind to defend a teammate. And Sacco is going to go, but that's a suspension. Craig drops the gloves. Lineson's trying to break it up. Sacco with a right, another right, another right, another right, another right. Craig's down, turtling. Lineson has to jump in. Campbell, the goalie, almost jumped in. Yes, it is. So blood on his jersey, perhaps. Back at center ice. Home, right side Blaze. Chrysonis was delayed offside, and he wants to go with Murtagh, who just punched him in the face. And now Chrysonis with right hands on Murtagh. really unhappy with him. Another uppercut. The linesman are trying to break it up. Murtagh gave him the first one. Kersonis obliged when Murtagh then wanted nothing to do with it, it seemed.
And how do they call that? Or for Schwartz as he collides with Cam Simons. As that is Nauman now. Over to Luke O'Reilly. Now we got a fight here. It's Simons dropping the gloves against Cole Galata in response to that hit. And they're going toe-to-toe here as they're trying to throw the fists at each other. And that is what you call a draw.
At 2. Comes right point for Kovacevic as it came out of play on the near side. As a 2 gets mixed up with Burnett, and here we go, a little tussle. A 2 throwing some punches, Burnett there as well. As those two get tangled up, Burnett with some rights on a 2 and takes him to the ground, and Tanner on 2. How about it?
Popping goes crashing into Bidwell. Goodbrand trapped up with him. Penalty call coming up, I believe, against Cowich. And now we're going to have a fight. Goodbrand's got the gloves off. Hoffman trying to throw uppercuts. Goodbrand trying to get the right free. Hoffman lands the right and then scored the takedown as well. Hoffman ran into Bidwell, so Goodbrand came after him and dropped the gloves.
And then Frank steps on the puck at center and lost it. Garrett Sidlowski trying to come in. He falls down. He gets hit by Burnett as well. And now he gets cross-checked by Dane Weston. They're going to drop the gloves. Burnett and Weston throwing right hands. And then Burnett takes him down as Norcross is also battling with Sidlowski. Get back up. Burnett is just throwing haymakers. Whoa. So is Weston. Weston's without his helmet. Burnett trying to get his hand free. And Weston gets a couple right hands late as they both go down.
Well, and Weston jumped into the play there. He had no reason to come in.
Lost it. Trying to change the angle there. Here's Ashton back in. Just onside. Luke Ashton powering in. Left wing side. Sharp angle shot. Save Cats. Ashton getting into it behind the play with Brooks. Oh my goodness, are you kidding? Ashton dropped the gloves. He's throwing bombs at Dylan Brooks. Luke Ashton over the top with some right hands. Oh, an uppercut or two. Oh my goodness, Luke Ashton. He's had enough. And he's letting Brooks know about it. Oh, boy.
Dunnitz over the Clipper line. He pulls up. Dunnitz waiting, makes a move, forcing his way down deep in behind the net. Cameron trying to take him out. Cameron knocked him over. Dunnitz and Cameron. Dunnitz wants to fight Cameron. Cameron gets him in a headlock. Dunnitz and Cameron here. And now they're fighting. Cameron didn't really want to, but felt he had no choice, and then gets the takedown. They come right back up again, Dunnitz and Cameron. Cameron and Dunnitz. Their days will be done. Down goes Brent, but Gravis is still working hard. Bono behind the net. Brent couldn't take him off the puck, and the Bulldogs come to center with speed. Bono's over the Clipper line and away from the play. A scrap. Gravis and Charbonneau. Gravis got the right hand loose as they went down to the ice, and the crowd respond to the energy in this second period. I don't know if there's been a player playing with more energy on either side than Luka Gravis here in the second.
Got Cousins. Here's Jodzik. Jodzik to Norcross. A scary hit there as Amron Babra goes head first into the end boards. He's still down on the ice. And Ty Gagno and Norcross are just throwing punches here. Babra still down on the ice.
Master body check. Oh, Thurston got his gloves up high, and now he's going to throw some punches as Thurston. McMaster's got the gloves loose. Linesman, get out of there. Oh, McMaster loose with a right hand. The thunder is coming from Anson McMaster. He took his time. He got punched a couple first, and he tagged Thurston with a big one. He only needed one.
Fights on 2 eagle sticks as he
got it to center near side for Klassen. And now behind the play, there's an injured Eagle and an arm up for the referee. It's Riesterer. And now challenging to fight Nicholson. Right hand, big time. Eagle down in Brassington, then on top of him. And, well, that's going to be an instigate and an even up, you would think.
And sent down the ice. Mackey a little ginger, but Leyland beats out an icing call, takes Chichkin down hard into the boards. Chichkin still struggling to get up. Penalty coming up. Shot on from the point. He shoots. He scores. Salmon Arms Silverbacks. And then we got a scrap coming over here on this close side of the ice as Ferens drop the gloves, throwing punches. Tonev is screaming and yelling, but a goal for the Salmon Arms Silverbacks.
Nearly a second one. Big collision there as Austin Fraser shoves Brady Hunter, and now gloves get dropped. And Cameron, for some reason, is the one who's getting punched there.
And fires a shot, fended off there by Adam Manji. Davidson plays it below the goal line for Stenberg, who knocks Galucci down to the ice. Loose puck, short side. Manji trying to clear it, cover it now, and he put the goal stick down and grabbed it with his blocker. And now the rough stuff happening afterwards. Gloves flying off the hands of Davidson. Vardy's pretending like he's not doing anything at all.
Yeah, after he tried to throw a couple punches in there, pretending like he didn't do anything.
Great setup by Smith from behind the net. Now at the point, Gilbo shooting, knocked down in front, puck goes to the corner. V's grab it, Smith to Gilbo, right point again. Wrist shot, kicked down by Manji, and he falls on top of it. Somehow the crowd in front, Manji makes the save. Now Norcross getting mixed up with Vardy, who's dropped his gloves. Vardy's throwing right hands. Norcross is separated by the linesmen. The two have two linesmen between them, but Vardy had his right hand loose. He dropped both gloves. Norcross didn't. Norcross lost his helmet. Vardy got some free right hands in there.
Side, Keaton Oakley into the Grizzlies zone. Long shot, set up by Carone. As Oakley keeps it on, battling with Hoyt Stanley. Those two get tangled up. Stanley pushes Oakley. Now Oakley throwing punches at Stanley. As Stanley trying to throw punches. And Oakley the only one without gloves right now. And that's some frustration shown by Lanley's Keaton Oakley.
Face-off draw controlled by Coquitlam, gloved, and big check there is that's going to draw a crowd. A brouhaha at the train station breaking out here as we've got the mitts dropped. Near side Kovacevic swinging with Galucci, but that one being broken up instantly by the linesman. Hugendorn also dropping the mitts on the far side. Referee actually having to step in between them there.
Player in the box. As Ursulak just makes a gesture to the trail bench, and they're going to take Ursulak out of the game here.
Some shoving now here from Lyndon Mako and Richards as Mako immediately starts feeding Richards a pair of punches as Richards grabs Mako by the helmet.
He tried to throw that one on. It's knocked down by Bobby May. May gets out to center, dumps the puck in like a run over on a huge check by Morrissey. Riley Sharoon comes over and he drops the gloves here with Morrissey. And Sharoon and Morrissey tie each other down to the ice.
Cement, and we've got a fight here right at center ice. It's Nick Leggett going at it here with Jackson Feuder. And there's some big bombs being thrown. And Nick Leggett with the takedown. And
Would never have guessed that one.
Will lead the breakout now for Alberni Valley through the middle near side. Santilli took over for the Capitals, stepped around one check as Bono and Batchelor are going to have a fight. Bono trying to get the right hand free. Batchelor over the top with two. Bono with quick short rights. Batchelor got Bono's helmet off. Batchelor going over the top. Bono throwing rights, wrapping up and tying each other in neutral ice. And the officials step in. Both Batchelor and Bono give each other a pat on the back.
Check. Sacco, Croucher, Holm, and Pierre with O'Halloran and Croucher having words. The referee Brown saying something I'm good that I didn't hear in my ears. Decay. That'll walk to the net. And now we got a fight. O'Halloran, right hands by Croucher with a helmet off. Croucher with another big right. O'Halloran hanging in there, trying to get some over top. Croucher got another loose right hand in. O'Halloran got a couple of rights. Croucher's got him held in all the lines that step in when I think Croucher was just really getting going. Fights on back-to-back nights. Corelli left wing McDarland. Into the Bulldog zone. Taylor back checks, ties it up. Shot blocked by Croucher. Loose puck centered across the paint. And Taylor's throwing right, so the King in front of was down. Campbell Arnold gets in on it. The linesman says, get out of there. Arnold's throwing blockers. He's got no helmet. He's incensed at something that happened in front. And now Liam Vanderkoy is crossing center ice. The linesman Podat is saying, get out of here. The linesman McKinnon is throwing down Arnold. There's right hands between Taylor, who has a King down, and this got out of hand in a hurry. Let him go, they'd say, but no, you don't want that. Looks like Arnold is being tossed.
Wasn't a real threat.
No, nothing of consequence. The Chiefs did a good job keeping them to the outside.
Back to collect the puck is Pierre Olivier.
Got ourselves a scrap here.
And now we have a fight. Aaron Davidson in the right wing corner trying to get the helmet off. Big mismatch in size here. It's Davidson and Luke Santilli. Davidson's got the left arm out. There's the right coat over top. Santilli's got his left arm locked in on Davidson. And Davidson comes in over the top with a right to knock Santilli down to the ice.
Off the draw. Warm will move it off. He then takes a hit up high from Tardif. Tardif then was unhappy with that. Bond and Tardif getting into it behind the goal. Is now Bond and Tardif. Bond's dropped the gloves. He wants to go. Tardif doesn't want any part of it. Bond now throwing punches. Oh, he lands one, then two, then three. Owen Bond getting involved with Charles Tardif. Make that Luca Grabis, that is. My apologies. As Grabis hasn't dropped the gloves, Bond let fly with three hard rights that all landed, and
Save there by Awi Young Ashton off a hot shot from Aaron Davidson down the left wing side. Boy, does he have a good release. Boy, is he throwing his body around as well, too. Chiefs coming out with some fire here in the middle stanza. Davidson now penalty coming. It'll be Jones, and now he's going to fight. Brian Jones with Justin Gibson in the Victoria zone, and that really didn't materialize.
Croucher's getting into it center with Brar. Now Brar's going to drop the mitts here, and Croucher just suckered him in. Croucher wasn't even thinking about dropping the mitts here. And that's going to be the end of the night for Savic Brar, I'd imagine.
Hits the red line and drives it in Chilliwack territory. Kersonis on the fly, charging the net. Look out. Took Cisco in the process, and the Chiefs didn't like that, and now it's going to form a crowd to the right of Lucas Cisco. There wasn't a penalty on the initial play, but there will be for sure now after the fact, as the Bulldog went right through the crease, Matt Kersonis, and drove right through the Chilliwack goaltender. Beaulieu puts the brakes on behind the Chilliwack net, buys some time. passes to center for Brian Jones. Bouncing puck in the Bulldog zone. Look out! Teleguin ran into Hobie Hedquist, and this is going to form a crowd now as Hedquist was knocked down. And this is going to start mayhem now in the right wing corner. The gloves are off. Everyone's got someone as Hedquist throws the glove of a Chief player into the crowd. It lands in the first seat of the Coliseum. And this game has taken its next level. Sasha Teleguin just went into the net of Hedquist. He's going to have some words with Zeke Nicholson right now. Obviously, frustrations boiling over here between Teleguin and now Zeke Nicholson. Brian,
I was looking down at my notes and I missed it. What happened?
Well, I'll tell you what. We're going to take a look at the. We're going to take a look at the.
Let's take a look at it.
Here's Olivier
What
Beaulieu.
happened?
Ahead, the pass goes off the stick of Jones. It bounces in the zone, and Teleguin just, I don't know if he even saw that he had Hedquist in front of him. He was kind of looking to his right, and then all of a sudden he looked up, and I don't know if he thought, oh my, I'm running out of room here, and I'm right on top of the goal crease, and he went right into Hobie Hedquist, knocking the net off its moorings.
You definitely ran out of room. As you see, Hedquist throws the glove into the crowd. He's not happy.
We'll take another break and come back to sort it out here at the Coliseum. This one might take a little while too. 3:48 to go here in the third period. 6-2 Bulldogs lead. The officials have the notebooks out and penalties are coming. We're back with more after this.
On the one-timer, no chance for Sullivan. 40-5, the shots on net. Now tripped up, coming out of his own zone was Mason Pullman. Referees say play on. And now we're going to fight Mark Thurston, dropping the gloves with the V's. Mason Pullman at center ice, but the linesmen step in right away. And Pullman still wants a piece of Thurston here. The two linesmen, Anthony Ardo and Montana Wright, trying to separate the two.
Left circle. In the corner, a couple of players come together as Giesbrecht will pivot and gather. Giesbrecht into the middle, feeds it over as we've got the gloves dropped to the far side as Hamlin and Leibel going at it. This one will end quickly as neither of them really had proper positioning. But the gloves came off quickly.
Penalty on the play. Daniels back in a shot that's stopped by Hamming. He'll hang on. Waters going hard to the goal. He knocks his man down. Throws a punch on the right side as well. We've got some punches going with no gloves off, I believe. As Waters and Porchetta getting involved. They push Hamming in the crease too. This is what happens when a game gets a little mismanaged. As things like this start to circulate.
Just so close, Vonnie, and there was a lot of stuff going on after the whistle. There's been chattering throughout the whole game as well, too, and then...
Well, we're taking a look at the replay here as we see them locking up in each other's arms there. More of a wrestling match, kind of hanging on to each other, but I didn't see any punches being thrown by Tim DeLay. The only punches I saw were from Pierre.
Dancing act at center. 9 seconds to play in the first. Puck moved down low. Now Smith got his stick up high on Charles Tardif. He goes down. Leibel now getting into it with William Gendron. The gloves are off. Leibel's let fly with a couple of rights. Another right. Gendron has eaten a couple. Leibel with another right. Another right. Gendron comes over the top with two. And Leibel lets fly with a couple of hard rights that tagged William Gendron right on the kisser, but down is Tardif still.
Games 1 and 2 against Surrey next weekend. Here's Leach. Now we got a little bit of pushing and shoving over there between Camp, and I'm not quite sure who the Eagle is over there. Looks like it's Connor Schneider. Schneider didn't drop the mitts or anything. It was just Logan Camp.
Back around the wall, Colton Eisner under pressure by Weeb. Brought down by Brendan Ruskowski. Now Dalton McGilvery left it there. Line mates decided to head off on a change, and that allows Langley to exit the zone. 7:25
now we got
to go
a
here.
Fight here.
Yeah, we do. McGilvery all the way back against Brent Ursulak. McGilvery and Ursulak, they both go down to the ice, and the linesman quickly on top of them.
Oh, I don't like to see that.
Oh, now
Ursulak taking a little shot at McGilvery when they were both tied up. I don't like to see that.
And there's Jake Hewitt back for his first shift after that tremendous open ice hit on Owen Kim. So Gendron out of the game for Nanaimo, and also for the time being Owen Kim out of the game for Langley. I talked about a war of attrition, but in one period, each team has already lost one forward.
Yeah, this is a very hard-hitting game.
And Ravelli's into a scrap here with Hewitt. Ravelli and Hewitt takes Ravelli down.
Can't tell me that wasn't staged. Obviously, Hewitt was going to have be marked.
To the broadcaster, I don't know about you, Ethan, but Halloween coming about 6.5 months early. We got a ghost behind the net.
And we've got a fight here between Lambert and I think that's Scott Cousins dropping the gloves.
To the goal! In front! It's loose in front! Oh man, just out of the way of the goal line with the last 3 seconds, and that'll do it. What a finish to this one tonight, as there's a big crowd at the end of this one. Vulcan there as well, trying to pull Waters away from the pile, and he'll battle it out. And what a finish tonight at the Lodge, as Volk hauls down Waters. Kim in there as well with Mystery. And the takedown from Garrett Volk there. As still going at it, Oakley and Daniels. Messina going after Daniels. Oakley shoves Waters. That'll draw another crowd. And here we go. Craig in there as well. Volk throwing punches. Kovacic in there as well. Kim being ushered off the ice. As Brent comes off the bench here for Nanaimo on the near side. What a finish of this series here tonight. Waters and Kovacic still mixing it up. As Levy in there as well still. Volk going after Waters. And Waters not happy with that one, and that'll... Tempers will cease here.
Of the BCHL playoffs. And we've got a fight mid-slot. It is Frias and Sidlowski. They are trading haymakers. Left from Frias. Sidlowski got the helmet off. Sidlowski trying to get untied. Quick left in from Frias. Linesman trying to jump in, and another couple of lefts over the top of Julian Frias.
Trying to pull it to the middle. He's checked Blaze. Missed Desolé. Went out of the zone. Richter hit by Klassen. Nicholson hits Brunette. Nicholson threw another hit, and he knocked down on the far side. Not sure who it was. The puck came right to. Might be Josh Nadeau. No, he's on the bench. Klassen's helmet's ripped off. Owen Desolé is looking at the V who took the hit. Showing some sports alike, saying, get out here to the trainer. And the player is having a seizure. It's Spencer Smith, and it's really scary. It wasn't a big run, but it was, this is a terrible sight to see. As they've already activated the emergency plan, and oh my heavens, it's just the absolute last thing you want to see.
10 seconds left. Puck is dumped in behind the V's net. Held by Billy Norcross. Clock running down. It strikes 0. Game over. Series over. Season over. The V's reign atop of the BCHL continues. Back to back Fred Page Cup champions in 2023.